Hi everybody. Today I was just wanting to kind of show off some of my slot car tools. Everything here, this is of course my workbench where I do my setups and everything, but everything here I've made. These are my own, just like I said, I've seen stuff before and I don't know, I just decided to make my own. Uh, I'm not going to go through everything. You all know what they're for, but here I just have a tray that I use when I'm working on a couple cars, keeps all the parts in and everything. Uh, this is my plate for flattening the chassis. Keep all my magnets on the bottom. Um, Even the legs on here are actually magnetic, so which makes it nice. I can take these off, remove them. Well, anyway, they are magnets, pop them back on. Um, and it is flat. Everybody knows you need a nice flat surface, so this is actually perfectly flat. I know that. But anyway, when I'm going to flatten the chassis, I would put it on, use the magnets. This pan here is a perfect fit. So when I put the boiling water in, it sits right in there. Add the boiling water, put it into the oven. So that's that. Like I said, standard block. I found some stickers and put on it, but nothing special. It's just a flat aluminum block. I've got rubber on the bottom so it doesn't scratch anything. Of course, it's got the slot. This is the chassis and stuff for my Nissan, but as you can see, it'll fit down in the slot. I can, if I want to, I can do ride height, things like that with it. Just, take them apart, whatever. These are the shelves I made just to hold some of my cars. My tool holder right here, this will come down. I can put it wherever I want it, and it's got all my screwdrivers, Torx, well, everything, just all the stuff I use quite often. My pliers, I have a mount for that. This is actually to mount to the table if I want to hang my Dremel, my soldering iron, all that good stuff, power supply. But anyway, that's that setup block. This was a piece that's left over from the shelf, so I just kept it because once again, it lets me just set a car on there. The tires don't touch, so I don't have to worry about anything going flat. That is how those shelves are made. This is my press that I made. So if I was going to take a pinion off, it'll fit right down in here. Sorry about the camera movement, everybody. That'll fit in here. I do have two screws for the back side. It's hard to tell, but that one's barely drilled. So what it'll do is it'll only sit against the shaft of the motor. So if I put it in there, I don't have to worry about the whole arbor moving. This one is drilled deep. So what it'll do is it'll allow, get it on here, it'll allow the motor to slide in and out. Of course, this is the pin that I would put into here. This one's also drilled. That one's drilled. So if I'm removing the pinion gear, I just take the little pin, put it in here, and it'll remove the pinion. If I'm installing, then I use this piece that I made. It goes on, sits against the pinion, pushes it in. But anyway, that's my press that I made. So I've already seen the standard. This is my setup block. These are milled exactly an eighth inch apart, and they are exactly off of center. Sometimes the light makes it hard to see, but the lines are milled in. You can see that the sides are milled. This one's just a slot, standard slot for the car to sit on. Of course, you can move these in to lock it in place if you want. Again, the reason the lines are on there, I can center the car up. This side, this is just milled for clearance of the pickups. So down in there, the car will sit actually flat against all 4 tires. This one back here is a 1/2 millimeter, which is how most tracks sit. So it would actually kind of be the same thing as if the car was sitting on the track. So also it made these pieces. What they'll do is they'll sit down in the grooves, and you can slide them back and forth and lock them in place. So if you want to lock them in place, you can. But again, all they do is kind of assist in setup of the car. This one's fully adjustable this way. These are adjustable in and out, but this just makes it flat. So, and of course I can put them any way I want. But again, it was just kind of a little design I thought it would be helpful. So again, this is all aluminum, rubber feet on the bottom. You can take these out too if you want. I do have set screws. They're screwed in, then the set screws lock it. You unlock these and you can pivot these wherever you want. So again, if you want, you just take them out and it's just a block, just a setup block. Here's my tire truer. Again, I'm not going to run it. Everybody's seen them, you know what they do. Again, I made it. These are bushings. They don't require any oil. They have like a Teflon coating on the inside. Of course, my block slides back and forth. I put a handle on it. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. But of course, that'll come out. I do have a slot just in case, you know, like I have a pulley on here that's, you know, bigger than the tires, but these will just pop off. I wrote on there what my sanding grit is, but I do have various grits. So, and then of course you can just put those on whichever one you want. Motor and everything, it's adjustable, you know, it has the slots in, it's all been milled out. So, but like I said, this was just kind of my design on, you know, how to do it. I made the pulleys, everything. So that's my press. Also, we all know that it can be messy. This plate was made. If you want, you can put it on the end. These screws will hold it and just kind of keeps the mess in there. So I made this. All this is just an on-off switch. It's actually a reversing switch. It's actually nice. Again, if I have my power supply hooked up here, just do it back here. Put the pins on. Basically, now I can turn the power supply on, turn it off here if I want. I set my voltage. I can go forward, off, reverse. I like this when I'm using my tire truer. I might grind the wheels one way. Then if I want to, you know, do the edges, I do have plenty of popsicle sticks here. They all have sandpaper glued to them with all the different grits. But I can actually just take this switch and reverse it, and now the wheels will turn the other direction. I can grind the sides, use a knife, whatever. This is if you're at the track, whatever, this is just my real quick tire cleaner, tire truer. Should have put longer leads on here. But all it is it's, you know, of course, milled out. It's an old piece of track. So now on this one, I do have the holes if I want to use like Scotch-Brite, or if I want to use a felt pad. I have a couple pins that go in there. My sanding grits blocks actually have a non-slip grip, so they just sit in there and they won't move around. So let's say, just say I wanted to clean the tires of this one real fast. You know, this is like an 800 grit. You set the car on, and it'll sit there and actually sand the wheels. So I do have rubber up in here. It's like a foam rubber, so the car will go up in. And again, if you wanted to, I can show you the reverse. So we turn this off, set the car on. If we go forward, of course it'll come off, but you go reverse, so it does reverse the motors. But even with the body it works, but you can see like how I made the lip here. Like I said, the cars will go under, they'll hit the foam rubber, so there's no damage, no scratching. And then you can sand your tires if you want. I have various, again, grits on here. I have sponge. You can put lighter fluid on it, alcohol. This is kind of neat. It's a sponge on one side, sandpaper on the other, Scotch-Brite, and then just felt, hard felt. So just different ways of cleaning things. So, but that's that. And again, the back is just kind of keep the mess off. But if you want to, you can remove it. So, and again, this one has a non-slip rubber bottom. So if you set it down, it's not going to move around on you. This is my cooler. If you've been racing all day, your car gets hot. Again, we can just set it on here. Get these on real fast. You can set it on here, turn it on, and the fan runs, cools it down. It even has a slot. So again, if I'd been running this all day and just wanted to cool it down, you set the car on, and it just blows cool air across the motor, the gears, everything. So, and I made the slot real long, so basically anywhere the placement of the motor is, you'll be able to get it on there. If you wanted to do like a setup and it was hot, you can actually take this setup block, set it on top, and you'll still get air up through this slot. So you could have the car on here, changing the ride height, whatever, and be cooling the engine at the same time, or the motor. So, but that's about it. Like I said, everything here I made. Just thought it might be neat to kind of show off, I don't know, some of my stuff. So, you guys ever have any questions or anything about anything or whatever, my email's on here. Feel free to email me or leave a comment, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.